Hi, this is Dr. Marion Ross from Shift Your Life with
Dr. Tracy Latz, also with Shift Your Life, also with
Ralph Suddath with Portronics.
Today we're going to discuss the biggest issue in the world today, water. Not everyone's aware of that, but we use it every day and there's a big shortage of it on the planet. We want to know, why is energized water a big answer to a huge problem? Tracy?
not just any problem, but the problem in agriculture today, looking at the lower quality of soil and things that we've done to agriculture and the world. And Ralph Suddath has come up with a wonderful device that actually may, in fact, assist us with this. Tell us about that, Ralph.
Okay, one of the biggest problems people say to me, how will energized water affect agriculture? The biggest problem that we have is, for the past 50, 60 years, we've employed lots of chemicals into our agricultural methods of producing food. And what happens when we incorporate all these chemicals into the soil, it upsets the microbiological balance of basically the nature of things, and then you're basically locked into a chemical solution, and we're moving away from the natural order of things. And so, what is energized water? How does energized water help that situation? What energized water does, or structured water, and it supports the microbiological communities. And when you're able to restore the microbes back into the soil, what they do is they eat up the nutrients, including the toxins. You know, the arsenics and the heavy metals that are now in the soil are eaten up and broken down. And so there's a way that we can sort of turn the tide, if you will, or
So it changes the chemistry of it, or it changes the physics of it? How does that work?
Well, the chemistry and the physics, because basically, you know, when you bring life back to the soil, because now we're basically talking about a dead article. Soil's a dead article if there's no microbes, or there's very few microbes in the soil. So when you're able to re-energize the soil with living water, then that's what when they say living water. What is living water? Well, you restore the natural microbes back into the water and into the soil. And so when you do that, you restore the balance.
You create the balance of the healthy ecosystem once again. So
Right.
we need to make friends with the bugs and the microbes, the bacteria.
And
We
this
need to
is
support them.
and
We
this
need
is
to
the way to
support the
do it.
microbes.
So when you're
then-
running water through a pipe, a straight pipe, doesn't that create dead water?
Yes, because water's naturally likes to spin and turn. It has a natural vortexing momentum. And what happens when you run it through straight pipe, you're forcing the water if you're forcing water down a tube, it throws off the electrons that we were talking about earlier. The electrons are being thrown off, so the energetic properties are diminished, and that's when the clumping of the water molecules occur. And so, therefore, it's harder for the microbes and the plant to utilize the hydrogen in the water molecule.
So I'm a farmer and I'm doing irrigation, which means I have long pipes going through my fields. What can you do to change that kind of water distribution? What will your device do?
You structure the water before or after going out of the pipe. I mean, at the end of the day, if you can lock this energetic information into the water molecule, it will sustain itself throughout the pipe, depending on how long the pipe is. But that's the issue. It's like how to structure your water. After the whatever water treatment, whether it becomes from a municipal source or a natural source like a river or whatever. But most waters are becoming destructured because of what we're doing in nature, or whether it be rivers, we're damming up the rivers. We're interfering with the natural momentum of water.
Right. We're spraying chemicals in the air, and it's dropping down into the rivers and streams and fields.
And it's really. Go ahead.
Tell how long does it take you to restructure water? The layperson out there is thinking, wow, this is a huge problem, and now we have this dead water and potentially dying soil, and the plants are trying to grow through that, and then we eat the plants, and if the plants die off, they make oxygen, we've got a problem. How long does it take to reverse this in terms of changing water that is dead water into this vibrant, living water with your device? Are we talking weeks, months, years? How long does it take for your device to take water that you put into it for it to come out structured?
Okay, well, if we took an example, say we take a field that has been over fertilized, okay, and basically it's no longer usable for agriculture because it's a dead soil. If you took energized water and you started spraying energized water on this dead field, by the way this experiment was done, all of a sudden you're going to have plants wanting to grow there again because the natural balance is restored. Again, it's a microbial issue, and so once the microbes have an energetic,
will it take a day, a year?
With days, weeks. We're talking about days and weeks to restore a healthy ecological environment. Because it doesn't take that long for microbes to propagate. Obviously, that's the wonderful thing about microbes. The problem is we're not addressing their universe. We're only looking at what we can see. We're not seeing their world, and their world is the most important world. That's our microbiological world. We forget that we're made up of trillions of microbes, and these microbes need a natural energetic balance.
It's interesting because now it's just now that doctors are looking at our own microbiome and understanding that what's in our gut is what's causing inflammation and all kinds of disease and the balance of health or the balance of wellness in our bodies. So it's the same thing with the microbial field in agriculture. So it's time for people to start looking. It's the same thing whether we're drinking the water or the plants are drinking the water. It's all great for us. And if the plants are hydrated with structured water, we're going to be healthier after we eat the plants too, because we're getting better nutrition from the plants. So it's a win-win.
It's all about balance and supporting the microbes. And the other thing too is when you have the anaerobic bacteria, in the case for the human beings and the aerobics, living water supports the aerobic bacteria, which helps restore the balance that's required in our bodies because we have too many anaerobic bacteriums in our body that puts us in a dangerous situation where disease is literally right around the corner in some cases for us. And so by restoring or improving the natural environment for the anaerobic the aerobic microbes, then we'll be a healthier species. And it's the same thing for the plant kingdom. We have to support the anaerobic, or excuse me, I keep saying anaerobic. We have to support the aerobic microbes in the agricultural community. That's our way back to
so
fixing some of the
point, the bottom line is everyone needs to do aerobics.
And the bottom line is,
the humans and the plants.
The bottom line is every farmer and every person in agriculture out there trying to grow something ought to be really looking at structured water because it will be a win-win. They will grow more, they will grow faster, they will be healthier plants, which will create healthier food, whether it be for us or for animals or whoever. It really is a win-win for humanity and the planet.
It's a great way to shift your life. If you're interested in finding out more about Votronics, go to the website. Or go to info@shiftyourlife.com, send us an email, and we'll get together with Ralph and try to solve your problems, your agricultural problems.
We love to give you keys to shift your life.
Thank you, Ralph.
Thank you.
Thank you for help changing the world.
It's my pleasure.